And I'm Georgie.
And we're
the Happy Vegan Couple.
Well, we're back with another recipe, and we hope it's a winner. What is it, Georgie?
It's eat your green soup.
Yes.
With ginger, carrots, mushrooms, a smorgasbord of vegetables.
And it's got this great broth that is full of flavor. And there's plenty of fiber in this from the kale and the broccoli and the peas. And it's got seaweed, which gives you wonderful trace minerals. Broccoli's got the vitamin K. But I want to tell you something about ginger, because I don't think the average American eats ginger, and it's really a wonderful plant. Now, Dr. Greger, in his recent book, How Not to Die, talks about ginger. And I just want to share with you a few excerpts about how powerful this is. So let me find it. Got my book part. Isn't that cute? Georgie made that for me, and I laminated it. I love it.
It'll last forever.
Okay, ginger. How many of you suffer from migraines? Anyone we know?
I know one person.
Listen to this. There was the best kind of study done. A double-blind, randomized, controlled clinical trial was performed comparing the efficacy of ginger for the treatment of migraine headaches, and they compared it to a leading top-selling drug called Imitrex. Now, they use powdered ginger. Just 1/8 of a teaspoon of powdered ginger worked just as well and just as fast as that drug.
Wow.
And the powdered ginger cost less than a penny. I can be sure that that drug did not cost less than a penny, because we know what drugs cost all of us. Isn't that amazing? He says, most migraine sufferers started with moderate or severe pain, but after taking the drug or the ginger, ended up in mild pain or were entirely pain-free. The same proportion of migraine sufferers reported satisfaction with the results either way. Wouldn't you rather eat a plant than some pill made in a lab to get rid of your migraine?
The power of plants.
Oh my gosh.
There
So
it is.
if I was a migraine sufferer, of course you're not going to make this soup when you have a migraine because you're laying in your bed in the dark. But if you have it in your freezer, then maybe you could take some out and you put it in single servings. Okay, just a clue. What else does ginger do? Good for menstrual cramps. I'm so happy I'm past that. But also reduces the pain level of that. And they compared it to pain drugs like ibuprofen. And then he also says ginger's been used for thousands of years in traditional healing systems. And in India, it's actually known as the great medicine. There's an Indian word for that, but I don't know how to pronounce it. And it was good. It was proven to reduce nausea, and it beat out Dramamine in a head-to-head test in blindfolded volunteers who were spun around in a tilted, rotating chair. Love it. Ginger is now considered a non-toxic, broad-spectrum anti-vomiting agent, which is effective in countering nausea during motion sickness, pregnancy, chemotherapy, radiation, and after surgery.
Wow, eat some before you get on that plane.
Yeah, so ginger is wonderful, and this book is wonderful
Yes, it
also.
is.
Okay, so I think that's about what we have to tell you. So let's get to Georgie doing the cooking, and then we'll show you where we got this recipe at the end of the video, and of course we'll put the recipe on at the end too. Okay?
Okay, eat your green soup.
Yes, it's really good for you.
Okay. Okay, everyone, let's get started on the soup. I'm going to tell you the ingredients first. We got 2 cups of torn kale, 2 cups of broccoli, 3 cups of crimini mushrooms, 1 medium sweet onion, 1 cup of carrots. I got some zucchini I'm going to throw in that was extra in the fridge. It's about a cup worth of zucchini. We're going to throw in a 1/2 cup of frozen peas. Our seasonings are going to be 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, or actually a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, and salt and pepper to taste. we're going to be adding 5 cups of vegetable broth and about 3 tablespoons of minced ginger. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use it on my grater, and 2 small garlics that we're going to put in there, and some lemon juice for taste. The final ingredient will be the Pacific nori. We're going to use 2 sheets of that, and it's a seaweed that's organic that we get. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit how to do these vegetables that I've got left to cut for you. The first thing we'll do is the broccoli. Just cut the big stump off like that. I like to use this, so I'll just take it and slice it in slices. There's nothing wrong with using that in your dish here. And we're just going to cut it in little small pieces here. You can actually cut the little broccolis like that, and they just fall apart.
So little bite-sized pieces, huh?
Yeah, just bite-sized.
Okay.
You don't want them too big. Slice this in half. Okay, there's our broccolis. Our mushrooms. I'll just take the kidneys and we're just gonna, just like that, like 4 slices. Now I leave the stems on. They're not a tough mushroom, such as shiitakes or anything. And I usually cut the big ones off of portobellos too. The onion, we're gonna go ahead. The way I do the onion, cut the end off, other end. We'll score in the side to cut the outside skin. Cut it in half.
And the reason we're showing cutting is because all of us, well, many of us can use these skills, and we show them in all our videos, but maybe you don't remember or you haven't watched all the videos. So we are taking the time to show you this in each of our videos, hoping it's helpful for you.
Yeah, you know, and this is a soup. Your onions and stuff don't have to be all the same exact size. Okay, we'll put that in the bowl. Next will be my little zucchini here. I just cut it down the middle. I got like 3/4, and I just cut some nice chunks. Like I said, this is just what we had extra in the fridge. I'm just going to add it to the soup. Every little bit helps. Then what I'll do is with my ginger, take the small grate part, and I'm just going to grate it up.
Now, Georgie, did you peel that first?
Yes, it had skin on it. I did peel it.
And sometimes it's actually easier to, you could use a spoon to get the peel off the ginger.
Right.
I know some people do that.
It's not that hard to peel it. It's pretty simple.
I smell that. Yum.
Okay, there's our ginger. The final little thing here will be our garlic, and then we'll go over to the stove. And I'm using the same side of the shredder.
Now, how do you not get cut doing that?
It's not that sharp. It just takes the skins in. And there's our garlic.
Wow, that was fast, Georgie.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take all this over to the stove and we're going to cook it up. And probably going to be about 15 minutes and we'll be eating.
Wow, that's a pretty fast preparation.
Yep, pretty easy. Simple.
All right, see you at the stove.
One more thing before we go, well, actually 2 more things before we get cooking. I didn't show you how to prepare the nori. This is what it looks like. It's just a sheet. We just want to have like 1-inch slices. I just use the tip of my knife to cut it. Get it in line here.
Seaweed's an excellent food to eat that a lot of Americans don't put in their diet. It has a lot of minerals that you don't find in other food. So it's really good to keep that in your diet.
Also, my carrots, I cut them in little 1/4 slices, you know, a little 1/4 inch or so. And the kale, all I'm going to do with the kale is I'm just going to rip it like that. That's all we're going to do with the kale before we put it in the soup. So, okay, so let's get to the stove and we'll get this going. I just wanted to show you those 3 things. Okay, everyone, let's get this cooking. I'm going to get some vegetable broth in here. a little bit till we can get our onions and garlic simmering here. Show you that it's going to be hot. Add my onions and my garlic first. We're going to saute these in vegetable broth for a few minutes just to get them translucent. And then we'll be adding all of the rest. I've got 2 things of vegetable broth out here because it calls for 5 cups. So I'll have to get an extra cup out of there. I did put the seasonings all together in one bowl so that when I add them, it's just going to be a lot easier than measuring each one out. So, come on, onions, let's get to going here.
Well, should we pause for a few minutes while those are cooking?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause and we'll come back once they're done.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, my onions are cooked there. It took about 4 minutes. Gonna get this. Next, I'm gonna add my mushrooms, my carrots, and my broccoli. We're gonna stir fry this just for a few minutes, maybe a minute and a half, just to mix it all together.
Ooh, look at all those beautiful colors.
Yeah. Woohoo!
The orange adds a nice little extra color to it.
And I might say that our kale and our carrots came from a friend's garden. So the kale was picked about 2 hours ago. So carrots was yesterday. Okay, I'm going to season this with salt and pepper. It says generously, so I don't use a lot of salt, but Denise likes salt.
Okay,
so
that's, yeah.
a little bit more pepper. And probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon of each is all I put in here. Okay, next I'm going to add my zucchini that I wanted to add to it, my peas, that was 1/2 cup, my ginger, and my seasonings, which I put in one bowl to make it easier to get going. Stir this up a little bit. You're going to start smelling this in a minute, Denise, once this ginger starts cooking. Oop, there it smells. Very, very, what is it, aromatic?
Mm-hmm. It's so healthy. Yeah, wow.
Okay, now I'm going to add my vegetable broth. I need 5 cups. Each one of these is 32 ounces, so that's 4 cups. We get this at Trader Joe's. I think Trader Joe's has got the pretty close to the best vegetable broth there is. And 1 more cup.
Okay, and of course it's low sodium vegetable broth.
Low sodium.
We don't want to add more salt.
No. So what we're going to do now is we're going to let this cook for 10 minutes. Going to come back, add our kale and our nori, and let that simmer for a couple minutes, and we'll be ready to serve it up. So if you want to let us go on a pause for a few minutes, we'll come back and show you what it's going to do.
Okay, Georgie.
Okay, everyone, my soup's been cooking for 10 minutes. Now it's time to add my kale and my nori sheets that I shredded up. And we're just going to simmer this for maybe a minute and a half. It's just to get everything wilted, and then we'll be able to serve this up.
So Georgie, when you were cooking it off camera, how long did you cook it for and on what temperature?
I had it on high to bring it to a boil. It took about 3.5 minutes to bring it to a boil. Then I cooked it for another 6.5 for 10 minutes. That made the vegetables to where we wanted them, not too soggy, but crispy still.
Right, and of course, you know, those of you making this at home, you know, give it a little taste test, you know,
Right.
and just, you know, to judge your time, your stove, make sure if it's crunchy enough for you or soft enough.
Okay, we're gonna let this simmer for about 1.5 minutes. We're gonna serve it up and show you what our finished product looks like.
All right, and I
Come
see
back
some
in a
lemon
second.
juice over there. Are we doing
Oh.
something with that?
And I got 1/2 shot of lemon juice, which is maybe a tablespoon of lemon juice, just for a little bit more zip. Okay, let's come back and we'll serve it up. Okay?
All right, let me see one more look at that beautiful soup.
Look at that, look at that, look at that. Okay.
Nice, okay.
Okay, everyone, here's my finished soup.
Let me take a look at that.
Take a look at that before I scoop some out.
Wow.
All that kale and carrots and mushrooms.
Looks great, Georgie.
Okay, let's get a little bit in this bowl.
And I was amazed at how when you threw it from the pot into that, it fit exactly.
Okay, let's give it a taste test here.
Don't burn your tongue.
Just the right amount of ginger. You can taste all of everything. I think you're gonna like it. Let's come back and we'll talk about it. How's that, Denise?
All right, Georgie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, soup's done.
All right.
It's time to eat. I can't wait. Georgie, we've had this soup a couple times now, and I really look forward to eating it. So I want to show you where we got the recipe from.
Also, before we get to that, we've added zucchini and some peas to that on top of this recipe just to get some more greens in there.
Right, so, and we took it from this cookbook, Oh She Glows, and that's by Angela Liddon. She called it the Eat Your Greens Detox Soup. And the reason I think she put that in there, because I can tell you from some personal experience, very good for your digestive system, because it's got all those plants going through you. So, anyways, the one other thing I wanted to say before we leave is Georgie just had a birthday.
Oh, no.
My hubby, he's now 61 years old, and I am just so happy that he became a vegan after he met me, because he did eat the American standard diet all his life. He was a smoker.
Sorry.
He didn't make good lifestyle choices. And so I'm just so hoping now, because he made the switch, that he's going to stay healthy for a long, long time, and I can have a vegan husband.
And
something I've always wanted.
And you always have to do your job.
What's my job?
This is your job, okay?
With pleasure. So, until next time, I'm Denise.
And I'm Georgie.
And we're the
Happy Vegan Couple.
Go plant-based.
Plant-based.
Recipe coming up and also be posted separately.
Okay.
Bye, everybody. Try the soup. It's delicious.
Yes, it is.
Bye.
Bye.